Hello, you wonderful listeners and fellow anime enjoyers. Later in today's episode, we are going to show some more love for the anime of our past, the anime of the 90s. Some say that it was the golden era of anime. I might just agree. So if you are not familiar with a lot of older anime, you might have a few to watch by the end of this episode. Thank you for joining us. This is the Anime Odyssey, an anime podcast where we just chat about all things anime, learn a little bit, and have a good time. My name is Christian, and alongside me is Dean.
Hey,
Dean.
what's up?
Nothing.
How's it
man.
going?
It's going, man. We're doing
Good.
another pod episode
Mm-hmm.
together, so it's going. Did you have your fill of turkey this past weekend?
Oh, yes, I did, and stuffing, which was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a small Thanksgiving this year. It was just four of us.
Yeah. Did you do it on Thursday?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
How about you?
I worked, but it wasn't. It was quiet as hell. But the food I got was delicious. I got it from not a restaurant, like right next to the school. There's like a resort, and we have like a pretty good relationship with them. So I went down there, got a nice giant plate of food, and gorged on that while I was at work.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty nice, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they make really great food, so I'm not mad about that, especially when it's not coming out of my pocket.
Right.
So it was decent. Quiet. Can't complain about a quiet night either on the work end.
Not at all. And then getting holiday pay. Easy.
Yep. So I see, Dean, that you can't stop thinking about Sparking Zero.
Yeah, I forgot I put that on there, and then I'm like, I still am.
Yeah, it's
still going.
You could say it's living rent free in your head.
Pretty much, because that not Tournament of Power, the Dramatic Showdown or whatever, like the official tournament that they announced, they're still doing like the what is it called? Like,
are they still drawing for? Is that what you mean? Like,
well, not drawing. People are in the countries. They're holding tournaments to find out who's going to the showdown. So that's what's currently happening.
Like to find out who's going to represent, because it's like country based, right? Is that what I saw?
Yeah. And we just got done with Spain, I think.
Nice.
It just was finished their live event, and then I think the next two are East and West of America, and then I think they're done. And then I'm not sure when the actual showdown is, though.
Gotcha.
But I can't stop watching it.
Yeah. No,
thinking about it.
I watched that video of them like drawing the characters for the countries, right? Like, so each country drew its own character. Is that what it was?
Yeah. They were drawing for that, and I just love that it was like how they drew for the world tournament.
I thought it was really cool. So
yeah, I'm like, I love this. Like, they're going all out for it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, there's been a few controversial things in some of the live ones. Two of the French players got disqualified because they were
cheating.
No, they were doing. Like, here's the thing with Sparking. Like, I find it really good. It does get a lot of hate because of just some of the exploitive parts of the game. Yeah, and they were both were showing that off on the final event. Like, one of them was gonna go, and it was like a whole thing. But
gotcha.
There's ups and downs with this game and the devs because of just some of the exploitive stuff that could be used online, and it's just like a whole thing.
Yeah. Those damn Frenchies. I'm shaking my fist in the air. No, that's interesting.
Yeah. So. But yeah.
Gotcha. So, moving into the episode, I just want to state real quick, there will be no Don to Don discussion this week. The final 4 episodes feel very important, so I want to give solid, dedicated bonus episodes. Right. So 1 episode for episodes 9 and 10, and the other episode, the second episode for episodes 11 and 12. So I kind of want to do that. We did just see episode 9, and so we're just waiting on episode 10. Then we'll give an episode for those two.
Perfect.
Alrighty. With that said, on to the Japanese of the week. You ready for this one?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
I think this is a good one.
Okay.
I'm proud of myself for this one.
You should be proud of all of them. All right. Natsukashi.
Yeah, that was good. Natsukashi. So
Natsukashi.
typically when there's two letters there that are the same, you put more emphasis on it. So it's like Natsukashi.
Natsukashi.
Yeah, Natsukashi. Yeah, so this is not like a direct translation. It's basically a word you would use when you're feeling nostalgic or reminiscent. You're reminiscing on something. It's a word to describe the feeling of fond memories. And I think that is a great word for today's episode because that's what 90s anime does for us. We're going back a little bit. 90s anime has a lot of meaning to both of us and to others. And they give you a sense of nostalgia. They make you feel warm inside when you think about them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, Natsukashi.
Natsukashi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Natsukashi.
That's like two names from anime, because Natsu, I think he's from Fairy Tail. I'm not sure what that means. And then Kakashi Sensei is from Naruto.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you might not know.
No, I don't. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And they might have that name. Maybe it's similar for that reason. Maybe they have similar meanings.
Well, maybe.
But yeah,
cool.
that is our Japanese word of the week.
And I do find it ironic with the 90s anime that we've watched. We probably watched in the 2000s because of, you know.
A lot of them, yes. A lot of them did come. There were some that you would watch, especially if they had to be dubbed.
Yes. Yeah. But they're still technically 90s. It's just when I was able to watch them.
Yeah.
It's a different story.
Yeah, like the early 90s, we would probably get into late 90s where we'd watch on like Cartoon Network or Toonami.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
Now, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show. The news! And it's my favorite because I do this. So.
I love it. I also half expect to hear the fish from SpongeBob.
Ah, that's a good idea.
Breaking news!
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll like try to mix it into that.
I just could picture that voice coming in.
I do like that.
Breaking news!
Right. You know, SpongeBob is anime in its own ways.
Yeah, kind of.
It's not, it's not Japanese, but it has its moments.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. Yeah. So, anyway,
all right.
My first thing is a visual novel called Gnosia is getting an anime adaptation in 2025. This has been on my Steam wish list, actually. So now I feel like I just want to wait for the anime, which is, weird.
Yeah,
because
it's not that weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's not weird that it's happening, but it's just one I've been wanting to play. The game was on my radar because it looked and sounded freaking awesome. It's a sci-fi social deduction RPG and visual novel.
Social deduction, like detective, I guess.
Essentially, there isn't really a detective involved. It's more of, I'll get into the description here. So this is right off the Steam page.
Okay. The
Gnosia Lie, or I don't know if the G's supposed to be somewhat silent, but I'm gonna say it's Gnosia. The Gnosia Lie Pretending to be human, they'll get in close, trick, and deceive, and then eliminate one victim at a time. The crew of a drifting spaceship facing off against a mysterious and deadly threat known as the Gnosia, and having no idea who among them is really the enemy. Formulate a desperate plan for survival. The most suspicious among them will be put into cold sleep, one by one, in an effort to rid the ship of Gnosia.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah. The visual novel, like
right up my alley.
Do you play many visual novels or anything?
Honestly, the most recent, like, I guess, novel is I've been playing the Digimon Survival game, which is kind
Digimon
of
Survive?
like that. Yeah,
It's so good. Yeah.
It's
I
kind of
didn't
like
realize
that,
you
I guess.
started it.
Yeah, it was free on PlayStation, so I'm like, oh, I wanted to try this,
son of a
and
bitch.
I started that, and yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm just not used to the whole visual novel thing.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But I do like it though.
Yeah, if you're not really a reader, then visual novels aren't really for you.
Yeah, I mean, it is fun, but
yeah.
it's hard for me to pay attention when I'm reading.
Dude, the opening OST for that is
one
of my favorites. So like the music in the menu music, it's so good.
Yeah, it's a very pretty game, and that's why it was on my radar. And then I saw that it was free. I'm like, all right, I'll be able to play it now.
I didn't realize it was free on PlayStation. I would have grabbed it.
Well, I mean, it's for like PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
like
so subscribers.
Yeah, if you have that, then it's part of that bundle. But
yeah,
I mean, it's still good. But this sounds really like
the art style for this is awesome. If you check it out, but they did release an illustration for this adaptation, and it looks very good.
What is it called again?
Gnosia, Gnosia.
Okay, I just want to look up some. Oh wow, cool. There's two redheads.
Yeah, the animation is awesome. The story sounds great. It's right up my alley. It sounds kind of Among Us.
Yeah, a little bit,
which is cool. I love those types of things when you have to. I don't know what kind of aliens these are. If they like mutate or they're just very humanoid like. Mm-hmm. But that will be found out if you watch the anime or play the visual novel, which I am trying to figure out which one I want to do.
Well, what comes out first?
Well, the visual novel's been out for a while.
Oh, it has? Oh, yeah. I thought that was something that was coming.
Okay. Yeah, no, the visual novel is what you're looking at now on Steam. But it was also on Switch and PlayStation. I believe it came out in like 2019, something like that.
Yeah, June 2019 it says here.
Yeah.
Okay. I do like the art style. Looks really nice.
Yeah, it's different too. It's almost like, I don't know if this is right, but it's like watercolor almost, it seems.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
I don't know if that's the right
term for it. Yeah, I mean, I'd say so.
It has that like a little bit of a vibe. It's like kind of cool, like maybe is the right word. Like in terms of cold and warmth.
I do like that. Maybe I will check that out.
So yeah, definitely pumped about that. Ooh. And like I said, now I need to decide which version I want to take in. But maybe I'll do both. So I didn't touch on this in the last episode. Mm-hmm. And I know this will catch your interest. We are getting a special Kaiju number 8 episode.
Ooh, like a special one? Is it a Christmas episode?
Is it a what?
Christmas episode?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to be shown in theaters alongside the compilation movie that is coming out in Japan in March. It's called Hoshina's Day Off. And I have the illustration for you. It looks really cool. Where are you at? There you are.
Sure. Ooh, I like that. That looks cool.
Yeah. It looks really good. Obviously it's going to be really good, but
yeah, for whatever reason it gives me like Studio Ghibli vibes. You know how like their posters always are just like nicely well drawn,
Yeah.
I like that. Oshina's Day Off.
Yeah, it looks really good. Cool. You and I really liked Hoshina as a character, so this is, I'm guessing a lot of people do, seeing as we're getting the spinoff.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be cool. I don't know if it's a prequel. I think it is. So it'll be like we'll learn a little bit about Hoshina leading up to. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I just don't have a lot of detail on the episode, but it looks good. Yeah, and obviously it gives us more content to look forward to while season 2 is in production.
Oh, I miss that show. I will be honest, I miss that show. It's such a good show.
Now, I was going to keep the news this week short and end it there, as there really isn't a whole lot. But I have to talk about this a little bit.
Okay. It's
another manga adaptation, but it sounds amazing. It's called Me and the Alien Moo Moo. This is the description of the story.
Okay.
A cat-like alien from a distant galaxy, Moo Moo, arrives on Earth. His goal is to learn about home appliance technology on Earth to recover the technology his species has lost. The protagonist has a typical university life, but everything changes with Moo Moo's arrival. What begins as an unexpected cohabitation quickly turns into a whirlwind of chaotic events, leading to a super spectacular, appliance-filled and cat comedy adventure.
I love the description of having the word cat and home appliances together is like real life,
right?
Where he messes with, cats just being cats.
Yeah, it is a little bit ridiculous, but I love ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it good.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a ridiculous anime is exactly what you need.
Yep. Yeah, so I will be keeping an eye out for that.
Okay.
And I'm sure I will mention it again down the road as we learn more.
That sounds perfect.
Right? Yeah, and we love cats.
Yeah.
Maybe Skids will want to watch it.
Oh, he does. He likes watching stuff with me. As long as there's like movement on the screen, he's like, huh? Oh, that's cool.
Right.
He's a little goofball.
So, that is it for the news. I'm thinking we slide right into the next part here, which is the anime of the 90s.
Hell yes.
So, Dean, I shall hand it over to you with whatever you would like to talk about.
I mean, I'm pretty much just winging it, but
yeah, wing it all you like, man.
Also, just for our listeners, yes, I am sick, so that's why my voice might sound differently. Well,
you sound good.
Thank you. All right, so animes of the 90s. There's a lot. There's a lot that I could list off, read off, but there's only one that has always been my favorite, and that's Yu Yu Hakusho. I will probably be annoying on how much I love this.
Nah, you won't be annoying.
I guess I'll give a little description of what it is.
Okay.
Let's see. So after dying to save a boy, Yusuke Urameshi is granted another chance at life by redeeming himself as a spirit detective, essentially going around the living and finding like spirits and demons and stuff and basically arresting them, I guess.
Yeah.
Fighting them and then arresting them.
Yep.
It's really good. That's how it starts off.
Yeah, the memories are flowing back a little bit.
Yeah. And it was one of my first like darker animes that I watched. I started with Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and this was one that was a lot more adult. That was like, the late Toonami show.
Yeah, like late at night.
Yeah. And it was just really, I don't know, like just some of the style, like art style and just, like just how they went with like character progression. Like Urameshi starts off like as this kind of like rebel kid, and then by the end of it turns out to be like a fantastic hero at the end of it.
Yeah.
Good story progression and character progression. Yeah, and one of my favorite parts. So there's the Dark Tournament arc.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite parts is Kurama. He's basically you've seen it, right?
See, this is
you just don't remember.
You're helping me bring back a little bit of memories. Like I have seen. I don't believe I watched the whole thing, but I have seen the majority of it, and it's just been a long time. So it's a bit of a refresher. Then you're not spoiling anything.
Well, because I know. Well, yeah. Just in case anyone wants to watch these things, just spoiler alert. I guess. Like I'll try not to go into detail about a lot.
No, go into it.
But yeah. Honestly, my favorite part, I always remember even when I was little, of like how awesome this show was.
Yeah.
During the Dark Tournament arc, which is the best arc ever.
Mm-hmm.
Kurama is fighting this guy who has this item. I think, is it a box or something? I forget what it is, but it allows the user to be able to have his opponent become younger. And the thing about Kurama is like he's a demon in a human body.
Okay.
So when he turned back time, Kurama went back into his demon form, which makes him more powerful, which he's like 100 times more powerful than like him in his human form.
Yeah.
And just the entrance, the essence that
like
his scene aura made. Yeah, like just him coming into like oh gosh, what was his name? Because it's like Kurama and then it's like his god form. Gotcha. I forgot what it's blanking on me right now, but when he just when he shows up and he's like oh you shouldn't have like set me free or something like that, and it's just the chills that you get with that kind of stuff. I don't know. I feel like anime isn't really like this anymore. It's not as dark anymore.
There's definitely some, but it's a different style of dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the 90s. It definitely. When was the last time you watched Yu?
Towards like the beginning of the year.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I try to watch it every year as much as I can. Yeah, because it is my favorite and I just really enjoy it. And I'm still trying to get through it with my girlfriend because she hasn't seen it, but we're still in the Dark Tournament arc.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to brush up on it at some point. I definitely enjoyed it when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 4 seasons. I mean, the episodes are like 25. Like, it's your typical like older anime that has like 25 episodes every season. So
how many seasons are there?
There's 4. And then I think there's only 1 movie. I could be wrong with that, but the only reason I don't really care about the movie is because the voice actors for it, like they're all different. So I'm like, that kind of takes me out of it a little bit.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean?
Like your favorite characters sound different, things like that.
Yeah. Like I don't know why they didn't have just at least for like the dubbed. Yeah. It's like different dubbed. I'm like, no one sounds the same. Like didn't even try to make them sound the same.
Was it a compilation movie or was it a?
No, it's like a separate movie. It was like a movie set like between I think season 2 and 3. I think.
Okay.
Or 3 and 4. I mean, it was good, but it was just like it kind of took me out of it. So it was just.
No, that's fair. It always sucks because they probably don't have the same touch on the character that you love. That
Yeah, I know.
Do they sound objectively bad? Maybe not, but they don't. They lost the it that character had,
Like, they didn't sound bad at all. It was just, like, I literally was doing 2 seasons of these voice actors, and I'm like, oh, there's a movie. So I go to the movie, and it's like, who are these people?
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of lose that...
yeah, and it's hard to get around. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't really a great comparison, but in Spartacus, did you ever watch Spartacus?
Like the movie?
The show on Stars?
I have not. No.
Well, so unfortunately, the main character passed away, and I'm blanking his
geez.
name at the moment, and they ended up recasting,
Mm,
and it was just could not continue watching because of
yeah.
that. Like it was too hard to get over the difference. And we're probably gonna get that with The Witcher.
Oh, right.
As
I
much as
mean,
I
I'm.
want to give Hemsworth like a fair go at it, it's just it just isn't the same,
Yeah,
and
it's
there's
not
too
gonna
many
be the same.
instances where it didn't work out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like it's especially harder when it's live action stuff
Yeah,
because you get the both like vocal and
visual and
visual.
vocal.
Like
Yeah,
you're not him,
that's true. But I in the
I do
same
get
sense,
that.
like in your case, there's characters that you love here. You clearly love Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, I do.
I'm sure it's not easy to get over the voice difference.
No, I mean visually, like the movie's pretty good. Like the budget definitely was pretty decent for for
Yeah,
that. But yeah, it's just the voices threw me off. So
yeah,
um, but I still love it. It's still my favorite show of all time.
that's fair.
Um,
Well,
so,
I like hearing that, and it
yeah,
definitely makes me want to
you should
check it
definitely,
out again at some point.
yeah, definitely. What
Yeah,
it might not be a quick watch, even though there's only 4 seasons. But honestly, it's definitely worth it.
yeah,
Um, just for nostalgia's sake too. Just like that kind of anime style,
yeah.
the art style, which is still my favorite. I mean, like Don da Don, like that art style. Oh,
Hmm.
beautiful, gorgeous. But I don't know, for some reason, 90s anime is just peak. Mwah, just
It just had the thing is 90's anime. It has like I mentioned it when we were talking about the 80's anime. Is it has like a warmth that like the colors. It just has this old. Everything just feels like kind of care. There's like care put into it.
yeah, it feels personal.
Things take longer to make back then, so they have to put more care into it too. It
Yeah,
just I don't know. It's hard to explain, like you're describing as well. But it's for me, it's like a warmth. I don't know how else to describe it.
yeah. No, it's like a personal feeling when you
Yeah,
see it, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Like,
like that hand drawn. You can see the effort and care put into it.
yeah,
And things are hand drawn nowadays too. While there's a lot of CG out there, but now people can draw on computers, on tablets. It is much different. You don't have that same style of drawing.
yeah. I'm trying to remember. Me and my girlfriend were watching something. I all right. We were watching oh God, what is it? Alice in Wonderland, like by Disney, like that.
Okay.
When I was in the hospital actually, and we were watching, and I'm like, look at how good this animation is. And when was it made? Like 1930 or something.
Right.
I forget what it was, but I'm like, some of their animation now just looks like garbage compared to this. Like I was like so taken aback about like seeing this,
Yeah.
again, and I'm being like, man, they really cared about their animation back then.
Yeah.
And
Well, I can't vouch for crunch times back then. I doubt there was
well,
nearly as many, but I just feel
true.
like it's just were there probably better artists back then? Probably.
Hmm.
But just everything's a crunch nowadays, and you see so many studios suffer because of it.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're underpaid pretty badly, which I wouldn't be
True.
surprised. But it just seems like people were allowed to take more time creating things back in the day.
Yeah.
That
That is true.
it just seems like it's not really a lost art, but just something lost in translation down the road, where now everything is we need it now, we need it now,
Hmm. Yeah, that
and
is.
it better be good.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing that has
Yeah,
plagued the industry for sure.
yeah. But I think
Um,
that's what makes like 80's and 90's animation just feel so nice at
yeah.
times. Like I'm going back and looking at all these anime, some that I haven't seen, and I'm like, these look so great. Like when
Yeah.
I showed you Gunbuster last week, it like the animation looks awesome. You know,
Yeah, it does. It does look good.
as like it doesn't have an old timey like an old filter on it. It's just what it is. And it looks great. Do you have more on you want to talk about?
Just honestly, like if you're out there and you want like a good 90s anime to at least start with, honestly, start with Yu Yu Hakusho, because it is, in my opinion, probably the best love story ever.
Yeah.
So I'm very biased because I just absolutely love just the story and like the progression of the characters and just how much they actually like do grow and you get to see them grow.
Yeah.
Which is why I think the live action version, like, which did good. They only had what, 8 episodes, I think they did for the live action.
I'm guessing because that's like the norm for Netflix now anyway.
Yeah.
And
I wish they did the One Piece thing though with Yu Yu, like took their time, because One Piece I believe was 12 episodes. They had a little bit more time to
that's what I'm
expand.
saying. Is they seem, I don't know, maybe that was like a budget thing. I don't know how Netflix like puts out their budget, but maybe it was the director. I don't know, because I don't know if anyone had like a real like hand in the Yu live action.
Oh, like any of the original people,
yeah,
or anything like that.
You know what I mean?
I don't
so
know
like maybe
that,
it's one of those things that whereas the One Piece live action you get, because I believe the creator had a hand in it.
Yes, he absolutely did. He handpicked people pretty much.
Yeah, so maybe you had to say like you gotta make sure there's enough episodes, something like that.
I think he helped like write it too, like or like at least console. Like he was a big part of it, and that's why it was so successful. I wish Netflix would try to do that.
Yeah.
But
just don't ever do another shitty Death Note like one that was like almost on par with. I mean, it could never be as bad as the live action Dragon Ball movie that that our people made.
No, it won't. Oh god, I saw that in theaters too. God.
Yeah, it'll never be that bad. But the Death Note live action was a rough one.
That was literally the only good thing was the guy who played the what's his name? Spider-Man. What's his name?
I can't remember his name. But
God, what is his name?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he played the demon guy. I forget that. I haven't seen that in so long. I forget the names. But yeah.
Ryuk. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Sorry, I was trying to think back on the Dragon Ball live action. But yeah.
Oh
no, he was literally the only good thing about the Death Note movie.
Yeah, and he was barely in the show.
And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean about the people who were in it, because I'm sure outside of that movie they're great. But the casting was not right.
Yeah, the direction didn't.
The direction,
like
even trying to be its own thing, it was not a good thing.
Yeah, no.
If that was the intention, which I'm not 100% sure whether it was. I do remember watching like an interview with the creator, and he just sounded like a fucking idiot with his opinion. I don't know, but Ryuk was awesome. It was William Dafoe.
That's what it is. Yeah,
William Dafoe is amazing. I love him.
Yeah, and
if I could shake his hand, I would love to.
Me too. Like, he likes doing random things, like if they sound interesting. He's like, I don't care about really the money. Like, if something sounds interesting, like, oh, that sounds fun to do, like, he'll do it.
Yeah.
But he's also in the newer Studio Ghibli movie that came out, the Kid in the Horton. Yep. No, what is it?
I know what you're talking about. Is it eluding me? It is not on my. It's
the name of a bird. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
The names of half the things I look into, but
it's fine. They're not
good
on your mind in the moment. That's
fine. But yeah, honestly, start with Yu Yu Hakusho. Anyone listening, please, because then tell me what you think, because talking about it, I will always talk about Yu Yu.
Hell yeah.
And then my favorite villain, his name's Sniper. Literally, his ability is he can take any object, and then he uses his ability, and it will go and like chase you until you're dead. He can throw like as long as he's like projectiling it, he can throw a truck at you by like literally like using his move on it, making it move, and then it will follow you and kill. Like it won't stop until you're dead.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. I mean, his name is Sniper. Like it's
right.
Oh. And then he carries around dice with him, and he like flicks it at. Oh god! There's a scene where he's chasing our hero, and it's just I don't know. It was always a cool ability, and like I like people who like don't have like god tier abilities, but
so
like sometimes like creative,
like Gambit from X-Men.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I guess you could say he's Gambit, pretty much.
I was saying that's probably the type of you probably like that type of character then.
Yeah, but I'm always into characters like Shikamaru from Naruto. He has a shadow jutsu, so he basically like as long as there's shadows, he can control them. That's basically what it is. But he has to use his mind for it. Okay. I like characters like that might not have like amazing power, but have to use strategy to be able to use their ability.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's my favorite.
Yeah, if you're a fellow Yu Yu Hakusho enjoyer, let Dean know he wants to talk to you about it.
Comment your favorite like arc and just favorite character, just everything. Yeah. I want to know because I very rarely find people who remember Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, oh yeah, I watched it like when it came out, but like don't like it as much as I do, and like can remember some of the stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I like it, sometimes I forget what it is. So
it's easy, man. Like it's hard. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of content out there that doesn't mean you don't remember. Sometimes you need a little refresher.
Sometimes things get
some people are really good at pulling things out of their head. Mm-hmm. Some people aren't.
But I would love to hear other people's like thoughts on the show because I just want to know.
There's definitely some other Yu Yu Hakusho lovers out there, and that I'm sure would like to let us know.
Then comment. I want to know.
Let us know what they think. Or maybe you have a question for Dean about Yu Yu Hakusho. Ask away. Swing away.
All right, let's see. Let's move on to another like big one that I enjoy. So Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah.
I won't get too much into it, mainly because I've watched this series plus the movies about 8 times now, and I still don't know what the hell is going on. But I love what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I understand what's going on, and then like the last 3 episodes, or I guess like maybe the last movie. I forget what the actual end is. I think it's a movie, right?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think.
I still don't know what's going on.
Right.
Like, because you've seen it, right?
Yeah. I need to. It's just another one on the list that I need to rewatch. I know they're available on Netflix now, so I don't really have much of a reason not to.
Are they? Oh,
I think maybe
because I get pretty much everything physical, especially when it comes to this stuff, just in case the world ends and I still watch it. So I have like 4K versions and everything. I have a big collection.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one just is weird. Is really weird at the end. Like there's definitely like messaging happening, like big like humanity messaging, and it just gets crazy. But honestly, it's a good watch, and it's one of the first animes that I noticed during like 90's. They really like the sound of cicadas in the background of their shows. And that's when I started noticing it in other ones when I watched this, because they really use that cicada sound design, because in Japan I guess there are a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Higurashi When They Cry is a very good example of cicadas. Higurashi When They Cry is the anime. Cicadas are a thing in that.
Okay. So maybe it is like a big thing over there. I don't know. I'm assuming.
It's I believe actually I think that's what it translates to.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those like weird, um, just one of those weird shows that is like beautiful in its own like majestic way. And again, the animation just looks so good.
Yeah. No, it does look awesome, and it is awesome.
Especially like some of the updated versions. Because I think isn't there like two versions? Like I think the movies are the episodes just updated. I really correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone, because
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, because I know there are two different.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different movie versions, I believe, and maybe they're on Amazon Prime. Actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, they might be. Yeah, I think that's where it is. Oh, it might be on Netflix because I have a Netflix like description of it. 15 years after the second impact, Shinji Ikari joins his father's group NERV as one of several teenage mecha pilots fighting the monstrous angels. 1995 has 26 episodes. Really good watch. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It's one on my list that I always suggest people. I'd be like, I don't care if you don't understand it because I still don't. It's still just a really good watch, good animation.
Oh yeah, for sure, and definitely really one I will be rewatching soon. So I remember things. But back to I sidetracked a little bit with that cicada thing, but Higurashi is cicada.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. Higurashi. You literally sparked a memory. I think that is a name of a Dragon Ball character from a movie. He's the big beetle. Oh gosh, what is the name of that movie? Oh, Wrath of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yep. With Tapion?
Mm-hmm.
I think Higurashi. I think that's the name of that giant bug thing, right?
That's a good question. I do not. I'll find out right now.
I want to look that up really because like that makes sense because he kind of looks like a cicada. Hold on, is there characters for this? I could be wrong. I don't know.
It's all good.
Oh no, it's no, I was wrong. It's Hirudegarn.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I don't know Japanese or English. There we go.
Don't worry about it.
It just sounded so familiar. I'm like, wait.
Yeah. That's why the cicadas came to my mind. Was because of Higurashi when they cry. And then, yeah, that's when I find basically it's that it's completely on the side, but cicadas play a role in that anime.
Okay.
When they cry.
Oh.
That's when they cry is that noise they make.
Oh, is that sound? That's them crying? Okay. Oh god.
It doesn't sound like that at all. But it's loud.
I mean they could. They're kind of like Cell, like coming out of their little shell.
Right. Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah, remember his first form technically is that like bug
I guess at the time I wasn't really familiar with what cicadas were. But now you mention it. Yeah. So you got any more?
I mean, just some mentions like One Piece. I never finished it. I don't know how good I'm gonna catch up to it, but I did watch, the first 2 seasons probably of the original before. I don't know. I did other stuff. Yeah. Don't know how I'm gonna catch up, but I would like to. Yeah. If I had a time chamber. Right. Hyperbolic time chamber and just sit in there for a few days and
if we could like slow down time or something.
Yeah, so I can catch up on everything.
Without like feeling like you aren't doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do anything anyways, but
yeah.
So One Piece
stuff that you have to use your time for.
Yeah. Mobile Suit Gundam Wing.
Mm-hmm.
That was I believe my first introduction to
Gundam. Same as well.
Yeah. And then that's when I'm like, this is awesome. What is this? And then I saw the originals. And that is some just the fact that the list you made helps me so much in my watching endeavors.
Yep.
Because I like to go in order. I'm very picky when it comes to things like that. Like I want to watch things chronologically, not like release date, but how it was set in history. So
yep.
Your list that you made.
I think really I don't even have access to that list anymore. I can't remember. It might have been on my old computer.
Oh, I can send it to you again because I think I still have it.
Gotcha. I'll let you know if I do.
Okay, yeah. Because I know there was a few more things that came out that should probably be added. But
they all exist in their own places on the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess I'll leave off with two more. Recently, Cowboy Bebop. I finally finished that. And fantastic. Like if you want, like, there's not. For me personally, I don't think there was like a lot of action in it, but that's not really the point of the show. You know, the point of the show is like the good storytelling about, you know, just these 3-4 characters on a ship, you know, dealing with all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then like towards the end of the series, like just like all of this stuff happens all of a sudden, and it's like, wow. Yep. And really good. I suggest that. And then my last thing that I'll mention, because it was in the 90s and it's probably my favorite movie of all time of the Dragon Ball series, is Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge. You will always hear me mention how inspirational.
You're definitely on a Cooler kick.
I have been recently. And, you know, and I definitely think Sparking Zero sparked that in me. Because then I rewatched Cooler's Revenge, the dubbed version with the US version music.
Yeah.
For those out there, like, if you have like the physical DVD and you're like, what are you talking about? And like listen and watch the dub. I believe in audio you have to switch it to US version music. Yeah. That is the version I remember watching as a kid, and now I have the same taste of music. Like, they got Deftones in it. They got Drowning Pool, Disturbed. Yeah, this is my first. I remember that. Yeah, my first, you know, exposure to that kind of music, and turns out that's what literally made me the person I am today, at least with music wise. Because like those are my type of bands, you know. And I don't know, it just seemed a lot more adult for a Dragon Ball Z movie. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like it's Frieza's big brother. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. It's like the older brother.
Yeah,
right?
And he just gives off, because like Frieza is a good protagonist, but he's very like braggy. I'm so cool, you know. Yeah. Like that kind, which is good. But I think he Cooler gives off this like typical like older brother vibe. Like he would have Deftone poster on his wall as a teenager, because he has that kind of angst to him, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I just one of my favorite movies Cooler's of that time. Yeah, and yeah. I mean, just I could go on and on about other ones, you know, because I don't know what you have in store, so I don't.
I have a bunch. You mentioned a couple that are on the list that I wasn't gonna go in depth on.
Okay.
Well, not in depth, but I wasn't gonna give like information on.
Yeah.
But I'll still list them when I get there, just because they did help.
Yeah.
Boost my enjoyment of the medium that is anime.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have any others that I want to talk about. I mean, mentioning like maybe Digimon Adventures. That's one.
That's one that I didn't put it on my list, but it is one.
Yeah, that's one.
And I love Digimon. That was arguably one of my favorites growing up, for sure.
Me too. Which is weird. I can't find where to watch it anymore. Like, they have it on Crunchyroll, but it's all in Japanese. It's like, why can't you just release the English Crunchyroll?
I can look for them. If I might be able to find it, and I'll send it your way.
Because I wanted to rewatch that, and it's just like Crunchyroll has everything, but they don't have it in everything.
Yeah.
Like, especially Naruto, which kind of pisses me off, Crunchyroll, if you're listening. Like, why don't you have it in English? It is
I hope you're listening.
Yeah, I hope you're listening, because it is really one of the more popular, like, American ones as well. Like the dubbed is also super popular. You
also,
know what
bring
I mean?
comments back, bitch.
Yeah, yeah. What? They're freaking out. I don't know what's going on with them,
Yeah,
but I don't know. Just get things in English because like I want to watch all these things.
yeah, 100%. Fuck you,
Ugh.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll still have a subscription because I want to watch anime, but still.
Did you know? I wanted to bring this up when I brought up the news about them stealing shit or taking that dude's mail.
Yeah.
That voice actor. Did you know they started off as a pirate
Yes.
site?
Yes, I did. I did know that, which is ironic, isn't it?
Yep.
Now that they're very not that.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro.
Yep. And then they slowly were able to get licensing.
Yeah.
Which I find kind of crazy.
Yeah. I don't know when I heard about that, but it makes sense now.
Yep.
Why they act like that.
I just wanted to touch on that because I totally forgot. I wanted to talk about it and I totally forgot.
Yeah, they're man, they just need to fix their shit. Just like anyway, I could go on and on about that. So
yeah.
Your turn. Okay.
Alrighty. So
oh.
the first one I've got is Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is, you know what? Funny thing, I haven't seen that yet.
Well, it's a great time. It's a great time too, because there is the new season going on right now, or maybe the last episode happened. I'm not sure, but there is an updated new Rurouni Kenshin playing on Crunchyroll as well, and I believe it's very good from what I hear. I have not started it myself. A couple people might be mad at me for that, but that's fine. I will get to it soon. If you're not familiar with Rurouni Kenshin, I'm going to give the synopsis quickly. But after, I want to also give some love to the live action Rurouni Kenshin movies.
I was going to mention that because those are on Netflix, right?
They are on Netflix, yes. So, in the final years of the Bakumatsu era, lived a legendary assassin known as Hitokikiri Batosai. Feared as a merciless killer, he was unmatched throughout the country, but mysteriously disappeared at the peak of the Japanese Revolution. It has been 10 peaceful years since then, but the very mention of Batosai still strikes terror into the hearts of war veterans. Unbeknownst to them, Batosai has abandoned his blood-stained lifestyle in an effort to repent for his sins, now living as Kenshin Himura, a wandering swordsman with a cheerful attitude and a strong will, vowing never to kill again. Kenshin dedicates himself to protecting the weak. One day, he stumbles across Kamiya at her kendo dojo, which is being threatened by an imposter claiming to be Batosai. After receiving help from Kenshin, she allows him to stay at the dojo, and so the former assassin temporarily ceases his travels. Rurouni Kenshin tells the story of Kenshin, as he strives to save those in need of saving. However, as enemies from both past and present begin to emerge, will the reformed killer be able to uphold his new ideals?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I watched this.
I feel like I could cosplay this guy because he has red hair. I always look for that. But yeah, go ahead.
So I watched this a lot when I was a kid, but it was overshadowed by the likes of Dragon Ball. So I didn't fully give it the love that it deserved. My love for this series was revived by the live action adaptation. There are 5 movies, all of which are incredible.
Okay. I think that's what got me interested in it. I'm like, oh, what's this? And then I look it up. I'm like, oh, there's an anime. I got to watch that first.
Yeah, and the anime is incredible as well. But like I said, this revived. And while these movies are not in the 90s, they are new and newer.
Yeah.
The first 3 movies came out in pretty quick succession in 2012 to 2014. Then the final 2 movies came out in 2021. And if you are skeptical of live action adaptations, which I certainly do not blame you for, as there's been a lot of massive letdowns, the Rurouni Kenshin movies kick that narrative in the ass. They're so good.
Wasn't Wasn't there something like controversial about this show? I feel like I was reading something about this show, or
If
maybe
there
its
is,
creator.
maybe I don't know much about it. If there is,
Okay, or maybe I'm thinking of something else.
and
I
maybe
thought like,
ignorance is bliss if it's something bad, because I don't want
oh,
it to ruin my
maybe,
perspective.
yeah. It could have been something else that I'm thinking of because I'm like looking it up and I don't see anything. So
Okay, well that's good.
maybe it's something else. All right, well that's good then.
But yeah, so that's a great one right there. If you
Okay.
are into that type of anime, it is a great one. And the live action, once again, watch them. They are great. They are available on Netflix. Check them out. Now on to Tenchi Muyo. The original OVAs, the spin-off, Tenchi Universe, and of course the movie Tenchi Muyo in Love. Are you familiar with this?
I am not.
No? Oh god,
No.
it's one of my faves.
What's it called? Kenshin?
Tenchi Muyo.
Oh, how do you spell that?
Tenchi.
T-N. Oh, dang it. H-I.
Muyo.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So I freaking
Oh,
love this anime,
it
and
looks familiar,
and
but
I
I've
really
never
need
seen it.
to get on rewatching it
Okay.
sooner rather than later, as I do for a lot of other things. I messed with Tenchi a lot when I was a young lad. I had a very similar hairstyle back when my hair was awesome and not shitty.
It's kind of like shaved look. Well, like
yeah,
very short
shaved,
look.
and
Okay.
I had this cool little rat tail, kind of similar to the one that he has.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, do you have any pictures of that? Because like,
of
we
me with that
totally need
hair,
to see it. Yeah.
I have one when I was a kid somewhere. I'll have
Oh,
to
okay.
see if I can find it. But yeah. Also looking back on to this anime, it kind of helps me answer a few internal questions I've had about what and why I'm into certain things.
Okay.
So, but I won't talk about that too much.
Oh,
Things are slowly starting to make sense, though.
that's the late night podcast that we do.
And enough about that, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here is what Tenchi Muyo is about.
Okay.
17-year-old Tenchi Masaki grew up hearing stories about how his ancestor used a sword to seal a demon inside a cave 700 years ago. When curiosity gets the better of him, Tenchi goes to the cave and stumbles across the sword from the legend. Thinking that the story is nothing more than a fairy tale, he removes the blade and inadvertently releases the demon, who turns out to be a space pirate named Ryoko Habuki. Furious about being trapped for so long, she attacks Tenchi, but he's able to repel her with the sword, awakening his inner power. After seeing this, Ryoko takes an interest in her unlikely savior and decides to crash at his place. As if it were a chain reaction, more alien women, Eika Jirai Masaki, an uptight princess from the planet Jirai, Sasami, Eika's sweet younger sister, Mihoshi Kuramitsu, a ditzy galactic police officer, and Washu Habuki, a wisecracking genius, gradually come in contact with Tenchi and begin living with him. Through his encounters with these 5 women, Tenchi begins to learn more about his ancestry, newfound power, and the looming threat lurking beyond the skies. And that is basically the synopsis.
That sounds amazing, to be honest.
And yeah, it brings, just reading that brings back more memories. It's a harem comedy action sci-fi anime, and it's just great.
Love it. And if it's made in the 90s, you know it's going to be like even better than like some of the comedies that you get nowadays, cuz like, you know,
yeah,
they pretty much said whatever they want back then.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's really good, and I love the animation, and as I said earlier, some of looking back on this anime connects some dots for me.
Yeah.
And with that also said, apparently there's a newer OVA that I have not seen. It came out in 2009. But I will definitely check that out when I sit down and rewatch everything.
What would you do if they made a live action of this?
I don't know. I mean, they'd have to do respect to the alien women.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd have to,
Yeah.
in
And
fine detail.
yeah, and then you can't fuck up the rat tail
No.
either. Now, up next, Initial D.
Oh, yeah. That's on my list, and I just totally glossed over that.
It's one of the OGs.
Yep.
Inspired a load of racing games that we know today.
Mm-hmm.
The synopsis is as follows. Unlike his friends, Takumi Fujiwara is not particularly interested in cars, with little to no knowledge about the world of car enthusiasts and street racers. The son of a tofu shop owner, he is asked to deliver tofu every morning without fail, driving along the mountain of Akina. Thus, conversations regarding cars of driving in general would only remind Takumi of the tiring daily routine forced upon him. One night, Akagi Red Suns, an infamous team of street racers, visit the town of Akina to challenge the local mountain pass. Led by their two aces, Ryosuke and Keisuke, the Red Suns plan to conquer every racing course in Kanto, establishing themselves as the fastest crew in the region. However, much to their disbelief, one of their aces is overtaken by an old Toyota AE86 during a drive back home from Akina. After the incident, the Takahashi brothers are cautious of a mysterious driver geared with remarkable technique and experience in the local roads, the AE86 of Mount Akina.
Love it. I still want this car.
Yeah. It's great.
I would import this car.
Right.
So I know there's going to be a lot of haters for this, but there's a medical reason why I would do this. I would want it to be automatic though, not stick shift. Not that I can't.
Okay.
I know, but some people are like, "Oh, why would you do that?"
Yeah, some people would be like, "Well, that ruins the car."
Two things: I can drive stick shift, like I know how to. I have, and all that. But the reason I can't is because I have neuropathy, and if people don't know what that is, basically the nerves in my legs are dead, and it's you know how like if you go on a hike and your feet feel blistered?
Yeah.
Mine feel like that all the time. Like that doesn't go away. But that's the only reason why I would have it. I would still have it on the right side of the car. Everything would be normal. I would just want it to be
that's fair.
Automatic. That way I can at least enjoy driving it, because like having to move my legs all the time while driving, like pushing in the pedal and then shifting, clutch. Like it just would be too much.
That's very
work
fair
for my body. So
and you want to enjoy that car.
Yeah, and I would definitely enjoy this car. Like if I had money right now, this thing would be sitting in my driveway right now.
Yeah,
I absolutely love this car.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, good anime. And there's like a newer anime, I think, of Initial D.
Yeah, there was. Was there a newer anime? I'm trying to think. There was like a live action.
There was a live action. I don't think it was that good. Yeah. But I think something recently just came out, like a new one, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's on Crunchyroll. But I know like there were like newer ones of that. Okay.
Yeah, there might have been. I know there was first stage and second stage, both of which were 90s.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a good one, especially if you are a fan of racing.
Or a car dude, or Fast and Furious fan. Yeah, pretty much.
And so I don't need to talk about these. Dean already mentioned them a bit. It's very well known at this point that they are a part of our lives and in our hearts. Gundam, or more specifically, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball Z. I'll save the talk for those in a dedicated episode.
Yeah, for those
specific ones. Some point down the road when they get those, because they will at some point.
Yeah.
So, other incredible 90s anime that propelled my love for anime. You already mentioned this one, but Neon Genesis Evangelion. The Vision of Escaflowne, which I love very much. Oh My Goddess. Cowboy Bebop, you mentioned.
Hell yeah.
Berserk. Have you seen Berserk?
No, I have been suggested that quite heavily.
Yeah, it is. If you like dark, it is dark.
Okay, that's what I hear, and I do like Gark,
which I know you do. I don't know.
I was gonna say dark and gore.
Yeah, it's dark,
and
it's
I'm
gore,
pretty sure it's gory. Yeah,
dark times 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely on my list for sure.
Yeah, but it's good. Outlaw Star. Do you remember that?
Wait, what is it?
Outlaw Star. Do you remember that at all?
Outlaw Star.
You might recognize it when you look it up.
Hold on. Outlaw Star. Outlaw Star. You know what's funny? I don't recognize like any of the people, but how it's written, Outlaw Star, that looks familiar. Okay. Like the words.
This was very good. I like this a lot.
Okay.
Watching it growing up. Also, I just want to say I'm just listing these out because of time reasons.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
And then Sailor Moon, which
that's right. That's
stated
also my
before.
List. Yep.
That
There's nothing wrong.
Big time crushes when I was a kid on these girls. Yep. Not now. Just want to preface that.
Yeah, not now.
But I had crushes on these girls when I was a kid, big time. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Same.
What am I feeling?
I always wanted to be Tuxedo Mask because you got to hang out with them.
Yeah, that's true.
And what's the main girl's name? Usagi? Or no? Usagi? Is that how you say her name?
I just know Sailor Moon.
Oh, okay.
That's what I remember. I don't remember their actual names.
I just like how like clumsy and goofy she was. Like, yeah. I think as a kid, like I'm like I want a girl like that, you know, and that's what kind of got my taste.
Well, like when I was a kid, you know, when they do their transformation, they make them look all like, you know, naked almost, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? This is on TV, and I'm just, what am I feeling?
Yep. Yep.
But Sailor Moon, Slayers, which probably haven't heard of, and Ghost in the Shell.
Oh right, Ghost in the Shell. That's right.
Yeah,
I've seen. Man, there's like 5 different versions of this movie.
Yeah, there was the live action with, I think, was it Scarlett Johansson?
Scarlett Johansson, yeah.
Yeah. We don't really need to talk about that.
Okay, I was gonna say because I haven't watched that. I've just watched the original, and then I think like they had a 2.0 version where it's just like an updated version. Yeah. No, Ghost in the Shell is nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of like naked people,
right?
Literally starts off that way.
Yeah. So that does it for my list. Do you have any thoughts on any of those that you wanted to add? Do you have anything that maybe you thought of along the way?
Yeah, no, there's 2 that I see on my list that I do want to mention. So there's one called Memories, which I believe I mentioned to you before. It's on Amazon.
Memories?
And it's called Memories. It's a 1995 film, but it has like 3 different, maybe it's 3. It could be 3 stories, like an anthology type thing. And the first story literally grabbed me in like mystery and like what the fuck is going on. And it kind of reminds me of a Black Mirror episode where, you know,
okay.
Yeah, where it might not have like the best ending, but it makes you think. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm gonna add that to my watch list.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend it. I watched it randomly, and like the 3 stories that are in it are so well done. Like,
the director of Akira, huh?
Yep, I highly recommend it. It's fantastic. I'm glad I saw it, and I'm like, oh, I need to mention this one because I forgot. I honestly, like, if you had time to watch it soon, because like I want to rewatch
absolutely.
it. That way I can talk about it. But then there's another movie. Yeah, there's another movie called Jinro: The Wolf Brigade.
Yep.
You know this?
That one. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. It's really good one. It's basically like if Germany won World War II and they're occupying Japan, I guess.
Yep.
And it's just kind of a story like that. Really interesting. It's good. It's a good watch.
I believe there was something new on that.
On that one?
Maybe it was a remake, or I think it was something on Netflix. Let me look real quick.
I would definitely, if there's like a remake, that'd be cool to watch.
I don't remember maybe, I'm not sure what I saw, but I thought I saw something that was like almost live action. But I don't know, I might be throwing us off here.
Yeah, it's all right.
But yeah, that one looked awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I don't really have
Okay. Well,
much.
I think that was pretty solid from both of us. Couple good lists there. Glad you got to talk about you. I know you've been wanting to talk about you.
I mean, we could dedicate a whole episode to even that. Just let me like rewatch it the day before, and then I'll be ready.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
True. All right. So this is it. We're done with that discussion. But before we close, as stated at the beginning of the episode, the Dawn to Dawn discussion will take place next week, where we will be talking about both episodes 9 and 10. Yeah. And then we will be doing the same for episodes 11 and 12, a week to 2 weeks afterwards. Yeah. So look forward to that. What's up?
Exactly. And I was going to say, and a little sneak peek, I really liked episode 9. There, that's all I'll say.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, pretty much just continuing the trend. They're all just really good.
Yeah, spoiler alert, it's good.
Right. So yeah, as per usual, those will be pretty in depth too.
Yeah.
So as always, thank you once again for listening and taking the time out of your day to do so. We appreciate your time. So hopefully you have been enjoying the pod. If you have any suggestions for the show, whether it be something you think we should do or an episode that you'd like to see us make, please let us know. We are open to your thoughts.
And tell us what your favorite 90s anime is. If we didn't mention one that you are familiar with, or if you just want to shout out some, please let us know, because we are always open to looking at new ones, you know, in our long list of things that we're going to watch.
Right. Or if we mentioned one that you want to kind of gush about or talk about.
Or
let us know.
One that you just want us to make a full just talking episode on, let us know.
Yeah. Where was I?
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I just wanted to get that out of there. Hey, you should.
No, it's all good. So this is the Anime Odyssey. We can be found on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music. Dean, do you have any final words to relay before we say goodbye?
Nothing inspirational. Just take care of yourselves out there. Yeah.
So we will talk to you soon then. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.